Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And yes, once again, we have the Bumpmeister, Mr. Bumpy Road Brewery, with us this evening. And this is another beer that he provided, so thank you, Bumpy. Just I don't know what I did to deserve all these awesome beers, but anyway, this is the even. Sorry for the glare. It's the Even Caramel Sundae. It is a collaboration with Equilibrium. They're out of Middleton, New York, and then Three Sons Brewing Company, which is out of Dania Beach, Florida. So a New York, Florida collab beer. I did have a double IPA from Equilibrium that I thought was amazing, also provided by Bumpy here. But I've never had anything from Three Sons. This was bottled on March of 2022. Clocks in at 11% alcohol, so it's an imperial stout with caramel, almonds, Madagascar vanilla, and marshmallow. 11%, and it's not even barrel aged, so very excited to try this, being that it's so high alcohol without any of the barrel aging. 1.9 ounces, so 16.9 ounce bottle. All right, let's crack into it.
Lucky Duck.
Yes, Vitamin C Brewing. I love this glass. This is my favorite glass, and I'm letting you drink out of it. So
I won't break it.
You should feel special. Wow, it's very thick. Not quite motor oil, but
can we just call this one black?
Well, it's definitely black appearance with a beige head. What little head there is.
Yeah. Oh, there's alcohol legs.
Oh yeah. Okay. It actually pours kind of quick. It doesn't pour thick, but it looks.
There's
thick.
super alcohol legs. Check out the tilt your glass. You gotta look at those. It coats.
Oh,
it coats
wow!
the glass.
It does. Really, I don't want to get the camera out of focus, but
This coats the glass like a whiskey.
yeah, you can see it there. You can see the alcohol legs there a little bit.
A gin
Above the.
It sticks too. That's the thing.
Right. This is
yeah.
actually a nice head, nice beige colored head, black appearance. You didn't get quite as much head as I did,
Yeah.
but it's retaining well as. Also, so the aroma. Oh, almond.
Wow.
The
yeah.
marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Vanilla.
But it's like marshmallows.
Not straight vanilla. It's not.
It's actually marshmallow.
Which is basically vanillin, which is like imitation vanilla.
And there's beans in here. There's Madagascar.
So you have the Madagascar vanilla and
wow.
marshmallow, which is distinctly different from the vanilla. The almonds, toasted almond.
marshmallow. What'd you say?
Marshmallow. Almonds come in. So caramel, almond, Madagascar vanilla, and marshmallow.
No, I'm saying, do you get like a toasted marshmallow almost?
A little bit s'moresy.
Yeah.
The caramel. I think.
It's like
the
caramel,
caramel
yeah.
and the
Wow.
marshmallow combined effect is a toasted marshmallow. The caramel and the marshmallow. This is a good aroma. A little bit of like a dark chocolate and a bready malt note, but the primary, I would say, the almond and the marshmallow are the first two things that I picked up on, and not just like he says, a toasted marshmallow. So toasted marshmallow and almond, and then
vanilla.
and vanilla, which is different.
But it's kind of, you have vanilla notes in a marshmallow, but it's like separate.
This is.
You actually get marshmallow though, and wow.
Imagine if they.
I was not expecting this.
I wasn't either. Imagine if they had a barrel aged version of this.
We did it. We had okay. So earlier on today, we did have a barrel aged
Trillium.
Yeah.
Almond cake, which was incredible.
And it was great. And then it's like, oh yeah, maybe we should have done the Equilibrium one prior because it's not barrel aged, and it's probably not going to be as good because it's not barrel aged. But damn,
the aroma, based off of the aroma, we haven't gotten into it yet, but based off of the aroma alone, this almost smells even better than the Trillium one.
This is sweet. This is decadent.
Mm-hmm.
This smells like a melted like caramel sundae with melted marshmallows.
It's like a Werther's original with a toasted marshmallow, fresh vanilla, almond, like in a cake. like almond,
Yeah.
not the extract, but like if you were to have maybe it is kind of like
there's
almond
there's a
extract.
chocolate note in there, but it's like it's very hidden behind everything else. I mean,
All right, we're over 5 minutes here. We haven't even. Let's taste the damn thing,
right,
shall we?
cheers.
Cheers.
that is thick.
It is thick. It's really tasty though. If you
Caramel.
so now that the head has died down, so you get the legs, but you get like a film of like caramel or chocolate or whatever, almost like a Ovaltine effect. When you get the powdered chocolate Nesquik Ovaltine, you put it in milk and then you mix it really good and you tilt the glass, you get that chocolate film. Like it's got that film going on. And of course the alcohol exit as well. Anyway, to the palate, everything that I was picking up on the nose is translating.
It's chocolate. There's caramel. There's melted marshmallow, almost like fluff.
Marshmallow fluff, the
Yeah.
puff.
It's basically okay. So I only took one sip of this so far, and the flavors are still lingering. They're still changing. So I mean, when I first drank it, I mean, you do get more of like a little bit of a booziness, I'd say, out of it. But as you just like sit back and you just enjoy the flavors that are long lasting. To me, have you ever? You must. Everybody has ice cream. You go out to an ice cream place. You get yourself. It's a hot day. You know that if you just get a cone, that it's gonna melt.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You get a bowl. You get the upside down cone because you want the cone too, right? But it melts down. Okay, so you're finishing up your ice cream, and all you're left with is this melted goo, and you have caramel and chocolate syrups on top. Maybe you have some marshmallow fluff type stuff in there too, but you get that kind of that gooey mix of the ice cream, the chocolate, the caramel, the fluff. That's it. It does remind me a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
What's left over in a melted ice cream cone dish.
So, all valid points. A lot of that. I think the thing that's impressing me with this, as I'm sipping on it now, I've had a few more sips than you. As you swallow it down, the roasted malt intensity. It doesn't come through at first because of all the sweetness and the dessert-like qualities, but on the back end, once you cut through all that sweetness, there is a really roasty component to this. Dark roasted malt, not burnt, but very roasty, toasty on the back end, which complements the marshmallow flavor. It's like that camp and the slight coffee feel to it because of the bitter,
Mocha.
because of the astringency that you get from the dark roasted malt. Mocha, yeah, that's a good way to put it. And it gives it almost, because of the marshmallow and the vanilla, it gives it almost like a campfire-y type thing. We were talking about the toasted marshmallow, and then the roasted malt kicks in on the back end when you swallow it down and you get cut through that sweetness. So the combination of all the flavors and then that roasted malt with the astringent note from the intensity of the roasted malt really is like yin and yang type. I mean, it really
That's
works
the balancing
well.
factor, I think, because otherwise
It would be cloying.
Yeah.
It would be cloying.
Yeah.
Okay, the body is heavy, full body,
Thick.
but it's not motor oil thick to me. Because when I think of a motor oil, super viscous, thick beer, I'm thinking of it lingers for a minute or two after you swallow it down. This does have a lingering effect, but it's not to the effect that not to the length of some of the other ones that I've had.
To me, it has that maple syrup effect where it kind of coats the entire palate. So after you drink it down, it does have a bit of a thinness in between, but there's a coating effect that happens all over the palate.
And that's just from all the sugar, probably.
Yeah, it's
very sweet.
It's sticky.
Dessert. You know, one of the first things I thought about too in the back of my mind when I took a sip was, oh man, Alex, the beer master, would love this because he loves the dessert. You know, Alex would go for this. Anyway, it's not cloyingly sweet. The astringent note that you get from the intense roasted malt action that's going on balances out that sweetness a little bit. It's really good. So comparing it to the almond cake earlier, it doesn't have that complexity because of the barrel aging. It's definitely straightforward, but you're getting all the notes: the vanilla, the marshmallow, the
This is
caramel.
4.7% lower in ABV too.
Yes,
This is more filling.
it is more filling, and it's a little more boozy, I think, than the 15.7.
I think like the alcohol
Initially, when you drink it, it comes
yeah.
through. Now, after you have a couple sips, it kind of you get numb to it. But
I think it's the coating on the palate.
the coating on the palate. But the first 2 sips, the alcohol came through. Whereas with the Trillium almond cake, it didn't come through at all. But you got the barrel notes. So I'm glad we did the other one first because that gives me a little bit better idea of what I think I'm going to rate this now.
I just figured do a higher ABV earlier on because as you go on in the night,
It's true. Your palate becomes a little bit less.
And if you can go down lower in ABV, maybe it won't
right.
affect you as.
So, the only other thing I don't think we mentioned is the carbonation, which with this is very low, but there's a little bit.
There's carbonation.
It's not flat. It's just with a high alcohol style, you don't really expect super prickly carbonation, but there is some carbonation.
It's not as carbonated as
right.
For sure.
So everything is as advertised with this. All the flavors that they mention, all the components are coming through. I think the marshmallow is probably the most impressive thing with the
especially in the aromas.
The aroma, especially on the aromas, but it does translate to the palate nicely, and the roasted malt character comes through on the back end, which is nice because otherwise, like we said earlier, it would probably be a little bit cloying. So there's a nice balance there. For me, this is a 96. I can't go 98, 99 just because of what we had earlier. It doesn't have that complexity. If they had a barrel-aged version of this, I mean, just, shut the front door.
And I had in mind, before you gave your 96, I had a 97. So I'm going to stick with my
96, 97. So
for a non-barrel aged.
For a non-barrel aged beer, this is
plus for something that does have a slight that roasty note, that slight coffee. Like I said, it kind of with the chocolate notes, with the sweet vanilla, the marshmallow,
right
type thing, where this really does. It's like a melted chocolate caramel sundae for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's if you can't get this beer and you want to experience it, just make yourself a vanilla ice cream. Put a load, don't just drizzle. Load it up with chocolate syrup. Load it up with caramel. Put some melted fluff on there. Let it melt out in the sun. Mix it all up with a spoon, and there you go. You got it.
And pour a Yingling over the top of it. No, just kidding. So yeah, 96, 97, awesome stuff. I don't know much about the brewery in Florida. I'll have to do a little research on that. But Three Sons Brewing Company out of Dania Beach, Florida, and then Equilibrium out of Middleton, New York. Awesome collaboration brew. Definitely recommend checking it out if you can get this beer in your area. I mean, Florida, New York, collaboration. The distribution for this might actually be pretty decent.
And I bought this in New Hampshire.
And he bought it in New Hampshire. So a solid A beer for sure, getting up there, guys. Definitely check it out. Thanks again to Bumpy for providing me the beer. Thanks for joining me. That'll do it for this beer review, guys.
Oh, and for those that want the price point on this, I don't really know because I don't pay it. I know it's definitely it's around $20.
Okay. I would say that for
I think it's a little bit less than 20.
And I would say that for a specialty, like type beer that you share with friends, I think that's reasonable. I mean, I spent $25 on the Bourbon County stuff that I get, so this is, all things considered, this is really not bad. So awesome stuff. 96, 97 out of 100. So we'll just split the difference and say that it's a 96.5. A solid A for sure. Definitely worth checking out. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And until next time, everybody. Cheers.